Hi, I'm James Woodfield Jones and welcome to Ordinary or Extraordinary. From the age of 4, I have always had an obsession with martial arts. I had a dream, I had a vision to be involved in martial arts, to coach and train for a lifetime. Fast forward 40 years and now I'm a successful owner of a studio and I get to live my dream of sharing this beautiful art with many, many people. In this podcast, we'll be speaking to ordinary but extraordinary people who have lived their dreams, had a vision, and gone forth, committed through hardships and through adversity, and made their dream happen. We hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to speaking to many extraordinary people on this podcast. Ordinary or Extraordinary. Episode 3, JP Garcia on Ordinary Extraordinary. Had a great chat with JP, who I met over in the States. He's a great gentleman, always striving to share Jiu-Jitsu, has a lot of knowledge and a lot of passion. Thank you, JP Garcia, and I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Okay, guys, welcome to number 3, podcast Ordinary Extraordinary. We have an extraordinary gentleman in front of me here in JP Garcia, owner and head coach of EDJ School of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with many affiliates around the world. Welcome, JP. Thanks for being here, mate.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Excited to talk to you.
Oh, awesome, mate. Awesome. I actually first came across JP when we were in LA, and Master Joe took us to your gym, your studio, and we trained with your guys and girls there. And your wife's on the mat, Kimberly, I believe. Yeah. Very good jiu-jitsu and a great environment. We had a ball, so I thought when the time pops up, I'm going to get you on here. So we appreciate your time. I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot of stuff going on, and you're always active for jiu-jitsu and very busy sharing it. How's things going over there at present?
Good, man. First, thank you for the kind words. Now we recently opened again after the lockdown, so we were like crazy at home. But we still stay busy, trying to put like content out there. We start with a little podcast too, like kind of putting courses together. Was able to finish a little book that I was working on like for a long time for the Spanish community. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of affiliations in South America, so I wanted to put like a guide for instructors. So now we release that, so we can't complain.
Excellent. And you have a unique accent, JP. Whereabouts are you originally from? So do I, but yours is better.
Man, I'm from all over. So I grew up in Ecuador.
Ecuador?
But my mom is from Chile.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom has a very heavy accent, like a Chilean accent. I grew up in Ecuador, but also my dad is from he works in the Navy. So we travel a lot. So I lived for a couple of years in Colombia. After that, when right after school, I did 2 years of university in Argentina, and just live a little bit in Brazil too. So just through Jiu-Jitsu, I feel I spent a lot of time with people from all over. So maybe it's that. Also here in California, I have out of Ecuador maybe like 15 years. It's different Spanish here. Actually, I don't speak Spanish at all if it's not with my parents, right? On the phone. But the little Spanish, for example, here in California is more Mexican Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mix of, we have some Peruvians too in the Academies, so that's the only Spanish that I speak.
It's a good mix. It's a good mix. So you, what's life? So where were you born?
Actually, I was born in Italy. My dad, yes, but I didn't live there at all. Like at 1 year, I moved to Ecuador. Mm-hmm. My dad was in the Navy there for, I don't know, a couple of years, and I was born there. Then I was raised in Ecuador until 5 years old. Then we moved for 2 years to Colombia, went back to Ecuador, and That's us.
What would be the difference in there? What do you think life's like growing up in Ecuador and bouncing back to Colombia and back to Ecuador again, as opposed to living in the States? And for me here in Australia, I was born in England, but obviously, what would be the difference for you guys growing up there? Was it different or?
Well, I would say, like, kind of going back now, why I joined martial arts. I feel that I did get bullied a lot when I was a kid because of my accent and when I moved, right? So when I moved to Colombia, all the kids, bullied me because I had a different accent, came from Ecuador. And then when I came back from to Ecuador from Colombia, I pick up the accent too from Colombia because I was little, right? And I go bully back too as a kid there. We moved to different cities inside Ecuador too because of my dad's job. I feel maybe that, you know, pull me to martial arts maybe very young.
Yeah, isn't it funny that people choose to bully you for your accent? Actually, I think it's got a cool accent. And as you get older, maybe they don't know themselves. Well, most bullies don't know who they are anyway, right? So they're going to pick on something that's different. Maybe different scares people, but I think it's a cool accent. So, hey, all for them. So you got into martial arts. What was your first martial arts you got into there, JP?
Well, I started with boxing. Actually, I started boxing. Like, now the years are a little mixed in my head, but I know that I started with boxing, and for me, like, for real, fighting was only punching and kicking. And I started getting a little bit interested in grappling because in a fight in the school, I don't remember why, but I got in a fight with this kid and he took me down and mounted me. And for real, like, in my head, I was just for real on the ground, back on the floor, and still squaring and trying to punch from the guy mounting me. And I didn't even know how he mounted me, right? Yeah, it was crazy, but I just didn't know how I landed. And other friends like separated me. I didn't go beat up too bad. They got like separated very quick. But he put me down very quick and mounted me, right? So then that was in my head. And shortly after that, I saw Royce Gracie fighting the first UFC. And then, man, that's what I want, Then I saw him like mounting the guy who was boxing. And I said, man, like, I want to do that.
Mounted the guy with the one boxing glove.
Yeah.
It didn't help him either, did it?
Yeah. So that's kind of what the spot that I find myself in
Yeah. We definitely know that there is a stand-up portion to the most successful martial arts, but jiu-jitsu, I said, eventually it's gonna close distance. So what was your first gym? What was your first gym for jiu-jitsu? Did you go to?
Yeah. So I was boxing, and then went back home. When I see this the first UFC, I told my mom, man, I want to do jiu-jitsu. Like, let's find an academy. My mom support me, and we pulled the yellow pages at that time. They had the yellow pages. So it wasn't any jiu-jitsu school. We found judo. So it sounds similar. We went to check it out. It was the Judo Federation in Ecuador, and I saw everyone with a gi, right, with a white gi. So I said, oh, that's the uniform. Okay, that's it. So I joined the judo, and I didn't stay there maybe a year until I found the first mixed martial art academy in that city. That they had jiu-jitsu 2 times a week. So it wasn't a Royce Gracie affiliation.
Yes.
So when we went,
it was under Royce.
Yeah, under Royce. So, man, just to hear that, man, I was like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I found the guy, like the place, amazing. And when we went to ask for classes, I went with a friend. Actually, the friend that went with me now is a brown belt. He stopped for a while, but he's training again. But we went together. He went with me, and the owners see us. They have us in the reception, and the intro was he put a video, and he put the UFC in the TV. I said, yeah, this is what we do. And he like put the video, so we watched the UFC. Just waiting for information.
You're like, this is right away. This is the place.
Yeah. I was,
Did you get to meet Royce?
Yeah, actually, Royce gave me my blue belt.
Oh,
So
brilliant.
he came every year to Ecuador through that academy to do seminars. So I think when I was that I started there when I was 13 or 14. Don't remember exactly, but I know that at 16 I I think I got my blue belt at 16. I don't remember now, but he was in a seminar, teaching a seminar, and I remember I know exactly the moment too because in my head I said, man, I want to remember this, but I want to do that. I want to teach jiu-jitsu, travel the world. I have my academy. That's what I want. My black belt. I want to teach. That's what. And I told my mom after that seminar.
Yeah,
So I got
amazing. How old were you then, JP?
at 16.
16.
Yeah.
16 years old, so, or 16 years young, so you know, you feel it in the heart, this is what I want to do.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
I never work in anything else. Like I dedicate like forever, same goal. You know, different. The path took me everywhere. I've been like everywhere, but always with the same goal in mind, right? Like,
Yeah, that's meant to be, right?
yeah,
That's what I believe. Mum, I feel the same myself, and it's what a beautiful gift. Tell me about your. I know you, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Escuela de Jiu-Jitsu.
yeah.
Is this for helping children get into jiu-jitsu that might not be able to afford jiu-jitsu, might not be able to otherwise get into it? You've given them an opportunity throughout your schools to actually get them on the mats.
Yeah. So the name of the academy is not supposed to be pronounced the meaning,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's just EDJ. It's like saying I don't know any name, like yeah, it's just EDJ. If they ask me the meaning, I say what it means, right? It's Escuela de Jiu-Jitsu. It's a school of Jiu-Jitsu in Spanish. So I took the initials, right? And I do call it the school or escuela because I feel it took me a long time to figure it out, kind of the formula or the path to being able to live from jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I feel that we're not just a gym or you know what I mean, or like a garage place or unprofessional or a club that is only people go beating up. For me, it's bigger than that. I do uh, I do feel that we have a big structure. We have a lot of support for coaches that want to dedicate their life to that, right? On helping them to be on the mat, to be a successful instructor, a successful athlete, but a professional one. How to do it like professionally. Why you have to study, why you have to do all the stuff that you have to focus that goes beyond the mat, beyond the best fighter, right? And that's where the name comes from. And we do have a social projects where we sponsor kids that train for free in our academies. We
Mm-hmm.
have in Ecuador, we have in Nicaragua. Well, right now everything is froze because of pandemic, right? But that is our goal, right? Try to bring kids on the mat, help instructors to be successful, and if they wanna kind of to give an opportunity of a career, right? It's not like a place where they show you, okay, you have to the path if you wanna have an academy or you wanna be a successful instructor or you wanna compete, right? Like I feel that that is missing a lot in many people.
I agree. Yeah, and you know, we know you as in the full-time coaches that it's not just about the moves; it's about the mind and the soul and everything that goes with it. We're building, or we're helping to build people to be more controlled, more better
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
and understand themselves better. And what an opportunity for, especially when you get it so young. I mean, any age you can start at any age, right? But someone so young, what a beautiful gift. And also for the people who share the passion, who
yeah.
want to help. I think that's magnificent. What sort of challenges have you faced with all these entities all over the world?
Well, first, just saying catching what you say about an opportunity. That's 100% correct. I feel that as an instructor or as a role model for us, we have a huge opportunity to help so much people.
Mm.
So I'm older now. I already passed, I think, the time where for me was more important to who's the best, I don't know, a fighter or competitor or the gym or you say this, okay, let's, you know what I mean? Like
Mm.
now I try to, I don't try, for me, I blog any, negativity. I don't waste time with people or nothing who doesn't like just move me forward. And it helps to build somebody up. That's I think is the focus, and I understand now the goal. It is to elevate people and yeah, and help the person who needs the martial art, right? Um,
Yes. Yeah.
so once you understand that, it is a different focus. It's a different focus, and you see uh, a major growth, I think, not just personal, but in the academy, in the organization. And sorry, what was the last question you told me?
No,
I
no,
kind
no,
of
no.
topic.
No, you answered it, mate. I mean, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? And you say, that doesn't mean that you're not functional. Doesn't mean that you don't
Yeah,
have the game and you're
yeah,
forever improving your physical game,
exactly.
and your mental game, of course. But I believe that's the natural next level, isn't it? Where you've got the
Exactly.
skills. I'm forever improving my physical skills,
Mm.
mental, emotional skills, but they're the ones that you want to pass on because you understand it now. When you
Yeah,
come in and if you can't, you're not going to beat everybody, and then you get older, but you actually get better, and that's actually the purpose of it, isn't it? I think
yeah.
some people will probably never realize it and still be stuck in that, and that's okay if that's what they want to do, but
And
this is what you're
that
doing.
and that is the tool. Actually, you do have to have a high level of understanding of the martial art and the combat, because then everything else doesn't have a base, right? So because you do have an understanding, that's the tool to improve and continue expanding that knowledge, right? And positive knowledge, mad and in the mad and of the mad.
Yes, 100%. And I'm right beside you with the positivity. You cannot approach anything positive or anything negative with a negative. It
Yeah,
doesn't work. Everything positivity, and you do create you create what you create. It all starts here, and you
yeah,
must surround yourself with that positive vibe. That's for sure, and that's what we got when we came to your gym. And I see it because I have it in my studio, and I have people come in at the like-mindedness. And obviously, Master Joe, he comes to you as well, and uh, brought us to your studio, and that's what we felt as well. I brought my ladies and gents with me, and same environment that leaves a good mark. I think
awesome.
it's very good, and it's absolutely a gift, JP. It's a gift to people. So a lot of people out there, struggle with mind and body, and they don't have that rich soil to grow in, and you're giving it to them, and that's a beautiful thing. I see. Did I hear you'd had an injury, JP? Have you had an injury at some point?
Yeah, unfortunately, the time where I was having the most fun in my black belt, I dedicated a full year after working a long time in LA with running schools, not my own, but I was working for somebody with multiple locations. I was running programs in multiple schools. Uh, I moved away from that and dedicate 1 year of only training and competing. So that year I was competing like once a month. I had for example, seminar in Germany. I tried to compete around there or have at a tournament, like come back right before a tournament. So I was trying to like travel, compete right away. Same when I go to South America. So that year I was very busy, but it was a lot of growth, like personally, mentally, and like and the level, everything. I was just having a lot of fun, and I feel the maybe didn't take care of my body very well, and I got a couple injuries while competing and training, and the big injury that I had is in my neck. after an event, I started getting like very tingling in my arm, and I wasn't sure really. Like I never had that injury, never injured my neck before. I did roll, I landed in a bad position, roll in the wrong way, and then I started getting this tingly that I just didn't know what it was, right? So I sleep it off. I tried to went back to train next week. It still was bugging me the arm. I went to a CrossFit place to tell them, man, I need like I don't know, like strength conditioning. I don't know, I have a tournament in a couple of weeks. Like yeah, so they made me do some exercise. I was posting with my head, like all my body on my neck, and certain things that, man, that night after that I had to go to emergency for the pain on the arm. Then I got a lot of pain, like a drawing. The explanation is, I say, is like they put you hot oil on the vein. Yeah, that's how I felt it, like inside. So I couldn't sleep. I said, man, like, no, I go to the hospital. So I went. They give me like strong pills for pain. And when I did the test, I broke my disc. So it's like the disc and the C67. So I didn't have how to make surgery at that time. I didn't have insurance, and it was the same month where I opened my academy in Corona. So I couldn't take them off. It was like all in, you know what I mean? Like, so I remember I barely can move my right arm. I was tingling my legs, and I had to paint the whole academy with my left arm, to get it ready. But yeah, I did some treatment. I went to Canada. I have a good friend in Canada that he owns a clinic there, rehab clinic. So he helped me actually a lot, taking away the pain at the moment. So that burning sensation. So a lot of decompression, a lot of like treatment. So I stayed there for a while. They took care of me, with really well. And that, okay, I still had the injury, but not that pain or crucial pain, right? But I came back, continued working in the academy. I opened, so I remember the first 2 months I started with 2 kids and one adult, so I had to train, obviously, right? So I still was in shape because that year, I wasn't lightweight at that time, so 160 set, 165. Now I'm almost 200, but at that time I was still in shape. So I was training, and then I have people come in, and sometimes I have to jump in on the mat. But every time it just aggravates. It gets very sore, kind of sleep. Was taking a lot of pills, so that was the the process, like for a couple of years, right? Like
Yeah.
so very very bad. But then I was able to, because I have passport from Chile and Ecuador because of my parents. I have Chilean passport, so there the medicine is very good. I got insurance in Chile, and I got my surgery done there. So that's been the struggle. I still kind of dealing with it. I still get like numb a little bit in my face. Yeah, but but I'm still on the mat every day. Train when I can, for sure. Like I can, I train like before. But yeah, it's kind of good days, bad days.
Mate, and you know what? How's your mindset in the last in over those 2 years, and even beyond to now? And you think you see the super important to train smart, isn't it? I mean, accidents happen. It's in the competition as well, but sort of gives you a perspective, doesn't it, when you get injured, on how much smarter you can train and what you actually can do, and the mindset, because you could quite easily said, look, I can't do anything anymore, and walked away from it. But you've obviously got the mindset, and this is your path to give back and your jiu-jitsu, and you stuck with it, and now you're looking good.
For real, this is the only time in my life that, yeah, well, first, I almost went back to Ecuador. Before I opened Corona, my academy almost don't happen because of the injury. I was so bad, like, I didn't know what to do. And the pain was like, you get desperate because, like, inside, like, I don't know, it's not like I prefer to, like, break my knees. You know what I mean? That feeling, it's so weird. But yeah, it almost didn't happen. It was, but it did. And but if you made me choose, between this injury and like no jiu-jitsu the rest of my life,
Mm.
is the only thing in my life that I would say I wouldn't do jiu-jitsu in my life
Mm.
if I can take this away.
Yes.
The only thing, for real.
Frightening, isn't it?
Man,
Frightening.
it's insane. I don't wish it to anybody. Like, but I do feel that because I do love to teach a lot and I do enjoy being on the mat, study anyway, but also teaching, coaching, seeing people. I do enjoy like seeing my fiance compete and be successful. The students compete and be successful. And a student getting his black belt, getting an academy, all that, it does motivate me and fulfill me.
Mm.
But if I was only a competitor, I would have, man, like, I don't know what I would have done. Like, no
Yeah.
reason to live,
Yes. Oh,
for
mate.
real.
Yeah. And what would your advice be to people who have got an injury and who are dealing with an injury and that mindset? And some people, obviously everybody is going to get them down at some point. But what
Yeah.
would be your advice to them to, if they are dealing with an injury and they feel like I'm not ever going to be able to do anything again? Um,
It is a great question. Like what I want to tell you is that my organization, I started with the injury,
mm,
and the same maybe dedication that I had before for being on the mat and train long hours. I switched it to study and prepare to build something, right? And I will say uh, for the young athletes, they don't focus only on the martial art or the sport. At the same time, you should be studying marketing, uh, business, uh, how to make budgets, right? Like administration or leadership, all that stuff that is the what real is gonna help you later. Is so many athletes in many sports, they finish the career and then they're broke very soon
yeah.
because they just don't know how to manage. They don't know how to manage people. You know what I mean? You always have that competitive mindset all the time. So, but the problem is that if you don't grow out of it, it's okay to have it. It's awesome. You can do it your whole life.
Mm,
But you are not always gonna be young. You're not always gonna be able to be competing or making money that way, or even seminars, or maybe you don't know a big injury happened. What are you gonna do now? You know what I mean? You don't have idea how to, build people up in a different way.
yeah. Yeah. And it is. It's very important. But when you're young, you don't realize, do you?
Okay,
You're
you
going to
feel
follow.
invincible, and the life is forever.
Yes.
But certain things it makes you realize, like in a tough way, and it makes you grow up in a tough way.
It does, absolutely. And I see Kimberly, your fiance, she's got a big role with the ladies and the young ladies in the gym. Can you tell us about something about Kimberly there as she's moving through? Because I've seen her progression. I follow her on social media, and it's great. She's taking a great role model for the ladies. Oh, of course, the
Yeah,
gentlemen also, but see
yeah,
you just building the ladies and the next generation of the ladies.
yeah. So with her, well, she's my best friend too, my training partner, and we always, because again I can like train often and I don't trust too much people.
Mm-hmm.
I drill all the time with her, so we drill together. So when I'm like study something, I do it with her and have her like in a schedule, right? To of drills and things. So um, it it's been awesome, like for me, because I do have somebody that I trust that I can roll a little bit and drill. And for her, she now is a world champion, Pan Am champion, European champion, on way on her way to the black belt. So I can't wait for her to achieve that.
Oh,
But yeah, like she's working with me and take over our kids program, have the women's program, and developing all the courses with me, and
oh, fantastic. Yeah, obviously, yeah, she said shares a passion, and I got a chance to roll with Kimberly over at your place, and she's very good, very good.
Thanks.
I wanted to say, how important is, and you just mentioned it then. I talk about this all the time to my clients. How important is trust in jiu-jitsu? It's amazing because you're entrusting the other person with your body. And I
Yeah.
actually did recognize that with you, and I fully respect it. When we're all rolling, we've come in with a group of 10, 11, I'm sorry, when I was over at your studio. And
Yeah.
obviously we're coming in, you trust their Master Joe, but also you need to know who we are, and you kind of pick up. You're very careful on who's rolling with who, and certainly who's rolling with the fiance. And
Yeah.
I very much respect that because I feel the same in the studio. It's so important to have someone to trust because then you can be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable in jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
to learn, get in deep
Yeah.
positions, and it's not always about winning, competing, and always getting the win. Making yourself vulnerable, put yourself in a bad position, and see
Yeah.
how you can get it to level 10 so you can actually look to escape it. So important.
Yeah, definitely. I feel too now because I'm very focused on the programs and teaching and on the mat and watching everyone. I do. I have very low percentage of injuries. Like people in the academy, like I don't have really injuries, but I'm on top of everyone. If I see also if I see somebody getting too hit, you know what I mean, like too maybe I don't know the word, but competitive maybe, but kind
Yeah.
of like bully someone right away. Hey guys, be careful, like they get it. But for me, the most important is that people is safe. People don't go there to, they have to go back to work or their family. You know what I mean? And that's the most important that they're safe, right? Of course, we have a group of competitors and people that are like with that goal, so we do have separate training for them, or maybe extra rounds for them, but it's important who you partner. But they know too, if they are not rolling with a competitor or somebody, you know what I mean, that maybe is older, they know that they have to take care of them, right? No, they get in trouble.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's beautiful because that's the entrust that they put into you, and also put into me in the studio, and that's what we should be doing. There is many places who seem not to be too concerned about it, but that's up to them. It's important because the environment is a necessity. You have to have rich soil. I said nothing grows in yellow sand, right? Has to be
Yeah.
rich soil, and I know. The gentleman that lives with Joe.
Oh, Professor Derek.
Derek. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
Great guy. I mean, what's Derek? Derek could be mid 60s.
Man, he's like 70 something, I think. A
Is
ver,
he really?
I think he's like 73, 74, I want to say. Oh
Yes.
no, let me see. Or 69. But now you made me doubt. I don't remember if he's gonna be 70 or he's a little bit over 70.
He'll
But
message you. He messaging me later.
I
Yeah,
know.
he's great. I had a role with him. He was not at your academy. I was at Thomas Ellie Academy, and
Yeah,
it's great, and he's still on the
great.
mats, and that's what it
Yeah,
should be. I see him a lot in your photos. He's there helping, and
man.
I don't know.
Last week he trained like 5 days in a row. Man, I
Wow.
want to be like that at that age, man. I'm
Yeah.
worried I'm not gonna be able to even get out of bed at that age, man. I'm not at all.
But that's a testament to your academy. That's a testament to your studio that he actually can come down. And I know he enjoys it. We've spoken about it before, and him and I'm sure many others. So
Yeah.
can you tell us where are your academies around? You have the two in LA. Is that right?
So I have one in Corona. Is the Inland Empire is the name. It's not LA. We're like an hour, a little bit over an hour if it's traffic from LA.
Yeah.
So the main one, the headquarters of the organization is in Corona, California, and then we have a small one in Hemet. That's a school, the opposite side of LA, right? So instead of me driving to LA, if I drive the opposite direction, it's like an hour away, opposite direction.
Hmm.
It's a small location. Then right now, well, I'm originally I grew up in Ecuador, so the most black belts and more affiliations we have in Ecuador. So Ecuador, we have like 8 academies.
Wow.
Uh,
Beautiful.
yeah, we have I think like 4 or 5 black belts in Ecuador. So it's fun. Hopefully you come with me next year. Maybe we do a camp. It'll be cool.
Mate, I would love to.
We have places in Beach Town. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, brilliant. And you've got Germany as well?
Yeah. So then Germany, yes, we have a Bramble in Germany. He has a small studio. He is more like I know he's a personal trainer. So we have two studios actually, but he also does martial arts, so boxing, Muay Thai. He teaches Jiu-Jitsu there. We go there once a year to do a camp in Germany too. The My oldest student or the most senior is Coach Fabian. He's from Chile. I don't remember if he was here when you came. I don't know if have you seen him, but he's the one from Chile. So he has a big academy in Chile. There he has like two affiliations there. Nicaragua, and recently now during pandemia, some of the during the lockdown, some of the guys from Ecuador moved to Colombia. So now we're open affiliation in Colombia. We'll be there soon too.
Wow, excellent, excellent. So what's your goal for the future there, JP?
For in general or Colombia?
In general, for
Uh,
your whole,
yeah,
what's your goal? Obviously, to share jujitsu, to help these
yeah.
children, to get a positive environment out there.
Yeah. So definitely, I do want to continue working on the developing of professional instructors. I feel that that is my something that I'm very passionate about, and I do feel that before, um, I think martial arts in general, but jiu-jitsu, it was a lot of like eliminating the weak person and kind of like somebody come to the gym and the intro class was a beat up. It was like fresh meat, smashing for him to see how powerful jiu-jitsu is, and he signed up. Okay, if not, like who cares, right?
Mm,
And I do feel that again, what we talked before, we're in this unique position that we can impact so many people. The I feel now like the new school or now our job is to elevate these people to get the weak people ready, and I'm really taking that very seriously, and I feel that is because a lot of people come from an old school generation of instructors that they just didn't know better. That's the way they learn.
hmm.
So sometimes because you learn something some way doesn't mean that is correct, right?
Better way,
It's
correct.
a better way. We can improve better communication, leadership, everything, and I'm very passionate about that. I study daily. Uh, right now, again, because I can't be in the mile all the time and training all the time, I spend a lot of time creating courses and material and manuals for instructors and academy operations and all that. Like that's like I am passionate about it. I love to teach, not just the martial art, but how the things work and run. So yeah, that's kind of like what I dive myself in, and I'm starting to see again growth in general all over.
Oh, no, and that's fantastic. What a gift, and you're doing a good job at it. Obviously, you've got a lot of successful places all around the globe now, and we're definitely going to do this travel when we're allowed to get on a plane. That's for sure. When that'll be, we don't know, but we'll make it happen.
We will make for sure. I'm excited to ring, man. I love it. Yeah.
Mate, I would love to. But you know what? I'm going to let you go because I know that it's Sunday night, Sunday evening over there, and it's getting late for you. And I really enjoyed chatting to you. We're going to do it again there, JP. And
Of course.
just
Okay.
before we head off, where can people find you? What's your social media? You're on the Instagram.
Yeah. So the academy and on Instagram and in Facebook, both are at EDJ Corona. EDJ Corona.
EDJ Corona. We can find you on Instagram there, and obviously on Facebook as well.
Facebook as well. The page is there. You can find the academy. And my personal is Juan Pablo Garcia. is the name. So
all the normal social media outlets, but for those who are watching this, they can find you and get inspired by you. So obviously the podcast is Ordinary Extraordinary. From everything you've been through your injuries to you building your businesses to beating the bullies and growing up in all these different places, you are extraordinary, my friend. And
thank you
I
so
very much
much.
appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for the kind words, and same to you.
Thank you, sir. See you
We talk
soon.
soon.